around in the chat. Home Story Cup 26 still Wikipedia time to announce the rules and the participants. I do think there have been some announced players. I think who was it? Showtime and Fiant. I think those are the only two so far, unless I missed others. But I think Showtime and Fiant are confirmed so far, but there's still, I'm sure, many more invites to come for HSC. But we are jumping into the semifinals of the Sparkling Tuna Cup. What's with the color scheme? Has it been like every series so far? It's been blue and blue. Have you noticed? Like Luciano and LunaSea, and it's just non-stop. Oh my god. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the American Terran player, not Protoss, representing himself, but the best player from the Americas. It is Astrea. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Teal Protoss, representing himself as well. Currently teamless, but deserving to be on the team. It is LunaSea. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will take this series. Coming into this, I would usually say Astrea is favored, but because Astrea is off racing, it's hard to say. Astrea, he is GM. He is GM with his off race, definitely, and he can take it to a lot of these semi-pros as well with his Terran. But we've also seen some other players knock him down. We've seen players like Eon. We've seen even Pig as well threaten the Terran of Astrea. Likewise, we just saw LunaSea bring down Honmono and Luciano. So, we'll see. I do want to believe that LunaSea can threaten Astrea, and we might even see an ace match. Might even see that ace. Hirmin said that he was going. Yeah, he has to make the pizza. True. Look, it wouldn't be a proper Home Story Cup if Gabe wasn't there cooking up a storm. Get that pizza going. Opening Protoss switches to Terran because next patch confirmed. True. Oh no. What has become of our Protoss? Not like this. But I mean, what I will say is that thankfully it means that we do have a little bit of diversity here coming into the semis, right? We have that many less PvPs to dive into. I mean, personally, I enjoy PvP, don't get me wrong, but it is nice to have something else than that from time to time. To embrace non-mirror matchups whenever we can. But now that we're settling in, is going to be the initial Rax expand, the Rax into Factory, double gas opener out of Astrea going for a delayed CC. So something a little bit more aggressive from our American Terran player here. Going for the earlier Widowmine. Probe recalls back home. And LunaSea is opening up Stargate. Interesting. It is going to be a Stargate opener from our Teal Protoss. On top of that, I'm pretty sure when Astrea was in Korea, I think LunaSea met up with him. I think we have seen some group engagements here from a lot of these players. Always fun to see. I think it was not too long ago that Trigger, he hung out with Chance. I think Chance and Trigger, they got some KBBQ together, like last week. Do love to see it whenever these guys interact. For now though, Astrea, I was curious what was going to be done with the faster gas geyser into a 1-1-1. There was initially the Widowmine, but is going into, from Widowmine drop into Liberator Harass as well. So very aggressive here by Astrea. Is moving out. Heading towards the natural. Likewise, Adept shades in towards the natural as well. Gets one SCV so far. Doesn't quite get the second. Adept shading away. Widowmine drop comes in towards that natural base. But LunaSea, he is keeping up. Here we get the revelation. First Widowmine's going to be shut down. The other does drop into the main. And it goes off. It gets one probe kill. But just the one. One probe kill for two Widowmines. Not worth it so far for Astrea. And he's going to be cleaned up. And LunaSea, he will shut down these Widowmines. Doesn't take much damage. Only one probe kill. So far, so good. LunaSea does hold. Meanwhile, Astrea, he reinforces. Remember, he did go for the faster Liberator. Is moving out. Can he break the defenses of LunaSea? Does push forward, started stepping forward, gets a Stalker. Oh, one Stalker goes down. Just the one though, as more Marines are getting peeled off. A lot of losses for Astrea. Bleeds out more Marines. Oracle threatens to dive. Does turn back around. It's still going to be a tough hold for LunaSea. That one tank does pose a massive threat. LunaSea is diving in. It commits to the shade, going for the final tank. The tank is going to go down. Nice pickup. And LunaSea's holding. Oh, he will lose the Oracle though. At the same time, that one Liberator gets 6 probe kills in the main. And LunaSea was distracted. And suddenly, this was a little bit more worth it for Astrea. You get 6 probes, did lose a tank though. Lost a tank, lost a lot of Marines. LunaSea, he holds on to the 3rd. And LunaSea, because that 3rd base, can now recover. Has extra chrono boost, can make 3 probes at a time. Liberator goes down. And LunaSea has map control. And now it's going to be on Astrea to survive. To survive the aggression as Blink is about to finish up. Astrea does wall off. He's got the bunker, he has the depot. Tank is secure. Get some free shots off. Last LunaSea backs off, establishes his 3rd. Probing up, getting an economic lead. And Astrea going into delayed Banshee. Okay. It's been a little bit of everything here. It was Widowmine drop into Liberator, now into Banshee. No Cloak, of course, and it's just the one Banshee. Oh, wait, my apologies. Sorry, there was Cloak. Cloak was researched. 7 probes going down. My apologies here. It was 7 probes here at the natural. Banshee moves out on the right-hand side. And Astrea, he is fighting back. He's getting some damage. You can see LunaSea is looking for the Oracle. Sorry, looking for the Banshee with the Oracle. Banshee does rotate towards the natural. Another Widowmine drop as well. Astrea just not stopping with the harass. Sending everything he can out. Banshee does hit the main. Shield Battery will be able to buy time though for those reinforcements. Blackbite's Mind drop towards the natural. LunaSea does react in time, he does pull away. We'll lose the Stalker though. Likewise, LunaSea catching a stray medevac. So we do get some back and forth trades. LunaSea pulls away. Up! Oh, does he get the medevac? No! Barely not. Medevac does escape, or does it? The warp in! Warps in just in time. Takes down the medevac, takes down the Widowmine. And it's been quite back and forth here. Astrea has built up quite an army, but I'm not too sure there's enough here. Again, it's still just the one tank. And now LunaSea can pull his army together and focus on the defense. I was gonna say there's nothing to distract, but Astrea, he doesn't stop with the mind drops. They haven't paid for themselves yet, but they keep going. And LunaSea, again, he does warp in, does pull away. LunaSea has been keeping up. At the same time, Zelarumbai hits the mineral line, and Astrea, he turns back around. 5 SCV kills. And LunaSea is keeping up with Astrea. Oh, but a brutal blink. That was not the play. So many Stalkers go down. LunaSea punished. Also, five Stalkers falling. An expensive loss for LunaSea. He was doing well. There's a lot of Stalkers. Likewise, Astrea turns back, protects his mineral line, has a comparable economy to that of LunaSea. 3-way saturation against 4. LunaSea getting ready for another counterattack, leads out another Stalker. And another. Likewise, Astrea, he's looking for any kind of run-bys, does come across the Zealots. kiting, kiting back to the Widow Mines as well. Should be okay. And from here, it looks like we are going to stabilize. We have LunaSea getting a 5th base, building up his own army, getting into a more gateway-heavy composition. What's concerning me here is the lack of splash damage. LunaSea, he doesn't have Storm, he doesn't have Disruptors or Colossus. It's just purely Zealot Stalker. I mean, he has some Archons, I suppose, and they can help somewhat. But it's still not ideal. Not when Ghosts come into the mix. This Ghosts are on the way. So the run by towards the 3rd. Astrea, he will be able to respond. Likewise, Medevac drop is denied. LunaSea attempting to pull Astrea apart. We're going to try to actually engage here. Yeah, LunaSea blinks into the Marauders. This I'm not so sure about. Zealots to get cleaned up. The Stalkers, they're so exposed. They're so vulnerable. Yeah, this was not the fight. Nice stasis, though. Well, where's the follow-up? It's a good stasis trap, but where is that follow-up? LunaSea backs off. He has to lick his wounds. Now, finally going into Robo, into Disruptor check, or Colossus. Finally, some splash damage. But until then, Astrea has a supply lead. He's up in army supply. He has EMPs. And before LunaSea can embrace any kind of Colossus production, Astrea, he might just end it here and now. Yeah, he's pushing in. Pushing right down mid, and LunaSea is not ready for this. Again, too many losses leading up to this point. And wasn't able to tech fast enough. There are some Zealots. He can try to collapse on the army, but show us the EMPs. Oof. EMPs that connect with the Zealots. Once again, nice kiting here by Astrea. Does bleed out a couple of Ghosts. But he can hold his own. Yeah, he can hold his own. Takes out the Zealots. Goes for the Stalkers. More Zealots have arrived, though. LunaSea. Again, not the worst fight here by LunaSea. He's bleeding out a lot of Zealots. But he cleans up most of the army. Meanwhile, we have reinforcements on the way. Astrea, he found the pylon, finds reinforcements, shuts them down. The warp-in is denied. And Astrea is about to max out. Up until, a minute or two ago, LunaSea, he was holding his own against Astrea, but alas, he was never able to fully make use of his economic lead, was never able to overwhelm, and is now being outscaled. Now being outscaled by the higher quality army of Astrea. If Astrea gives LunaSea time, then LunaSea can recover, that is true. If he's able to get into Disruptors, into more Colossus, then that is possible. But I don't see a world where Astrea is too passive here, especially now that he's about to max out. We'll see. Astrea is going to be pushing. Against the natural, drops in as well. Trying to pull apart the attention of LunaSea. Does force the overcharge. Main army's going to be engaging. Widow Mines get caught out. That's going to be 8 probe kills here at the natural. Yeah, the drop was not dealt with. LunaSea does go for his own counter Zealot run by though, and he does get some SCVs. Not bad. LunaSea may have lost 10 probes, but he gets 8 SCVs across the map as well. Main army's going to be clashing. Massive EMPs. The Colossus! Well, the Colossus are exposed. And Astrea, he just stims in. He just stims, and from here he can win. Takes down both Colossus, the main army, the expansion, and everything else. Again, LunaSea just cannot engage with this. He pulls away. Astrea can just keep going. And that one Colossus looking so vulnerable. Oh, did you get a recall to save the probes? Astrea just waiting for reinforcements, consolidating his army. War Prism does distract him. But LunaSea has Vikings. Yeah, Vikings have finally arrived. LunaSea, he does find the mineral line. Nova goes off. A good Nova! But we needed that like 3 minutes ago. As finally disruptor production has begun. But at this point, LunaSea is still stuck on 4 bases. Astrea getting his own 5th up and running. Astrea's maxed out. LunaSea trying to catch out the army. Going for another Nova. Does graze the Marines. Oh! Can't take down more Marines, but no major connections. Astrea is pushing forward and there's no more Novas left. Not anymore. Takes down 2 more. There's some defensive DTs being warped in. Let's go. They can't help here in the defense, but GG gets gold. It's just too much, and Astrea will take game number 1. GG. We'll take a lead in the series. And again, what I will say and what I do want to emphasize as well is that LunaSea was holding his own for the majority of this game. I want to say like the first 10 minutes were very shaky, very back and forth, but we spoke about it. LunaSea, it took him a very long time to take his gases and to start teching into, I mean, whether it was going to be Colossus, Disruptor, or Storm, or, you know, pick your poison, right, whichever one. Just took a little bit too long for LunaSea to start working in that direction. He was staying on a much more gateway-heavy composition for a little bit too long, and alas, he was kind of stuck with it. He took some rough fights around the 10-minute mark, and then things very quickly swung in favor of Astrea. And with that, GG. GG, well played. Astrea does take a lead, and now we're getting ready for game number 2. Let's go. Getting ready for that second game. I see someone asking in the chat, Astrea Terran, confused or random? He's playing Terran. For those that are maybe unaware, for those who don't tune into much of Astrea's games and these online weeklies, Astrea does often off-race as Terran whenever he can. So whether it's events like this, or whether it's events like the Wardy TV Monday, or the Pigosaur Cup, or the Stego Monday Cup, these all, even ESL Cups before this, right? Like ESL Open Cup Americas, for example, Astrea would often play Terran if he's not up against a player that he perceives to be of more comparable skill. So does often off-race whenever he can. We've also seen that whenever Astrea off-races, and whenever he gets punished for it, he switches back to Protoss. that does also happen as well. Like, once Astrea is humbled, then he switches to his main race. That's usually how things go. But here we go, we're getting into our next game, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Site Delta, we have the American Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing himself, currently teamless, but deserving to be on the team. The best player in the Americas, leading the series 1-0. It is Astrea. And spawning in the top left-hand corner. In the top left, we have the teal Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss. It is LunaSea. Watch Castmax? What is Castmax? Oh, right. I see. Esther LunaSea. Oh, no. Shaking my head. Smooch. LunaSea, he was having some tearing emotes earlier. That is true. He was it's very sad. Smooch. But for now, we are settling into game 2. Again, Astrea does take a lead, still of course embracing Terran. Again, Astrea doesn't usually deviate away from Terran, at least until he's forced to. Until he does drop a map in the series. Everything is ready with a pot of coffee or tea today. I decided for tea. I haven't had tea in a long time. True. Yo, tea with some honey, that's like the casting hack. I have had some like 14, 15 hour cast before. And how do you do it with some tea? With some honey, papi. It's crazy. It soothes the throat. Keeps you going. all night long. Ah, it's been a while. It's usually whenever we cast like EPT, whenever we cast like EPT like China into like Taiwan, Hong Kong, into Europe, into Americas, like those long like 13-hour casts. It's usually what gets us through. Usually what gets us through it. But now though, we are settling into our openers. It is going to be this time a more economic opener out of Astrea, going for a Rax Expand into Factory. As a reminder, last game, Astrea was much more aggressive, and you could argue maybe this is why last game was really more chaotic and more back and forth in the first like 10 minutes. If you remember, Astrea, because of double gas, he opened up Widowmine drop into Liberator push, into Cloak Banshees, back into more Widowmine drops. Like Astrea, he was investing quite heavily in harassing, and the reality is that he didn't really get much done. LunaSea, he was doing a really good job when it came to minimizing losses to the Widowmines. Did lose like, I think it was what, 6 or 7 probes to the Liberator, so the Liberator harass left much to be desired. But against the Widowmines, he was keeping up, as LunaSea is going for a proxy. Oh my god. This I was not expecting, but after game 1, LunaSea is opening up Twilight Council, not for Blink, but for the Dark Shrine instead. Let's go. Is going for DTs. Hellions, they do threaten a dive. So far, LunaSea is keeping up. Keeping up with the Hellions. Dark Shrine is almost done. Meanwhile, when it comes to DTs, it can be very hit and miss here in this matchup. The reason for this, if Astrea mules, he could die. Right? Like, if he mules at the wrong moments, and if he has 0 energy on these CCs, then he could just die then and there to Dark Templar. If he doesn't mule, if he has a scan available, then he can, of course, defend. He can minimize losses. He can shut it down. Before that, though, Astrea is going for a Hellion drop into the main, and Widowmines can waddle towards the natural as well. Astrea is going for his own aggression as DTs. They do waddle in. Here we have one DT for the main, the other for the natural. Hellions, likewise, they go for the main base as well. They can one-shot probes. Probes are going down. So are SCVs. Oh my god. And welcome everyone to the Clown Fiesta as everyone's losing everything. 13 probes going down, 17 SCVs across the map. Workers going down for both players. But who comes out on top at the end? Do you have an offensive warp in? Hellions are forced to pick up. Widowmines have yet to engage. DTs are wreaking havoc. But the Raven has arrived. There is a Raven. But there's still a DT in the mineral line. Still more SCVs are falling. Likewise, the Hellions ain't coming to the natural. Oh my god. Getting up to 29, 30 SCVs. At the same time, 3 Hellions, they can still one-shot to 22 probes. 22 workers go down. The Hellions, they completely cleaned up though. LunaSea does defend. He shuts down the aggression, but likewise, so does Astrea. And now we have to take a moment to take stock. Astrea, he's down to 14 SCVs. His economy has been crippled, but he has mules. True. And the power of mules, I mean, that's a terrifying thing. So he can still mule. Likewise, LunaSea's only on 2 bases. He's not on 3. But he does have an army. Ooh, and Astrea's out of position. He's looking for the proxy. Astrea is looking for the proxy, a Dark Shrine. Which means LunaSea can push into the natural. There's nothing here. There's nothing at home to defend. Astrea racing on over. LunaSea does commit. And Astrea, he's stuck outside of his own main. Ooh, but LunaSea doesn't actually push in. Does get the Raven. Uh-oh. Raven goes down. There we go. Pushes up the ramp into the natural. And Astrea has to push into his own natural base. Meanwhile, the Raven went down, which means you can just warp in more DTs. More Dark Templar can be warped in. Ooh. Tank shots going up. Adept's coming in from behind. They shade on top of the tank. The CC's going to go down. No repairs. It's so close. It does burn. The CC falls. Adepts are being cleaned up, but at the same time, LunaSea pushing up the ramp, trading with the Marines. And LunaSea, he has an economy. He's on 2 bases. Astrea, he's on 1. Ah, the Hangul. I know they're both laughing at least. I'm gonna ask what they said. I'm gonna assume Protoss OP. Oh no, shot. Is he gonna lift? He's lifting it. No shot. Oh my god. Lifts the buildings. Astrea. More SCVs going down. The final tank will fall. Astrea's trying to lock in the army. GG gets called, and LunaSea ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. GG, well played. We're going all the way to game 3. I have to ask LunaSea what was oh no. As we're going all the way to that third game. And the question becomes, where does Astrea take us here? Where are we dropping? Oh my god. As we are getting that final lobby ready. And what's the map going to be? We're going into Golden Aura. Oh my god. Apparently Astrea said, he said, "Why are you doing this?" As he was dying. He's like, "Why are you like this?" Oh no. And here we go. We're going into the ace match. It all ends here. It all ends on Golden Aura. Let's go. But they are good friends. They are good friends. And now, here we go. It all ends here. And Astrea, he is committing to Terran. Let's go. I appreciate the cojones, papi. No fear. No fear. He commits. Let's go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the American Terran player, the blue Terran. It is Astrea. He got DT'd in game 2, now forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the teal Protoss player from South Korea. He was able to cause a bit of an upset here and get a fast one over on his opponents. Can he do it again? It is LunaSea. He can't switch. True. Has to commit, Pat. Has to commit. Oh boy. We'll see what direction we do go in this time. Now, after game 2, I don't expect LunaSea to go DTs again. It would be a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, it would be a lot of fun, but I would imagine that that LunaSea would go for something very different this time. Whether it's more aggression or some more macro play instead, yet to be determined. But I don't expect to be seeing more invisible men. Not in the ace match. As the probe scout is moving out. Astrea back at home, this time double gas. Interesting. It's going to be a double gas opener out of Astrea, going for a faster factory. Now, if you remember, this led into a Widowmine drop in game 1, followed by Liberators and Banshees. It was just chaos from Astrea. A lot of aggression. So this could also lead into another Widowmine drop once again. It could lead into something different, into something like Reactored Cyclone, into a Cyclone drop, into Faster Quote Banshee, into Reaper Hellion. There are options. There are options for Astrea. As the probe is being hunted down, LunaSea does confirm the initial build, and even delays the production, forcing some just kind of weird SimCity here with that pylon. Here we go, as the pylon was blocking the add-on. Reactors on the way. Do we go for the add-on swap? There's that 1-1-1 before the CC. Bear that in mind. So very aggressive build here by Astrea. Usually you would go racks into factory, into a command center, but we're going for the starport before the command center. So this could even be a one base all-in. One base all-ins, they are a rarity in this matchup. You rarely see, like, they're not seen too often. But they are possible. Okay. We're expanding. So Astrea is going 1-1-1 into a delayed CC. As he has the money for it. Makes the depot first. Does make the initial depot. Trying to break out of the supply block. Cyclones have arrived. CC's on the way. And interesting. So we were trying to piece together. Was it going to be another Widowmine drop or something different? It is going to be the initial Cyclone drop instead. Double Cyclone into Medevac. Now with this, there's a lot of micro potential. There's a lot of harassment potential here in these two Cyclones. They can pop off. They can wreak havoc in mineral lines. They're moving out. Now the Cyclones were spotted. LunaSea has time to react. He has Stalkers on the way. Shield Battery as well. Cyclones, they do go for the Shield Battery. Stalker does arrive in time. Medevac has made it as well to drop into the main. Astrea, he does get a probe. A probe goes down. Going for another in the main. Gets two. Gets two probe kills. Nice juggling here out of Astrea, but can he get a Stalker? The answer is no. The answer is he will not. Meanwhile, across the map, Adept delays the CC, gets one SCV kill. Will delay the command center. Not bad. Astrea taking some hits, taking some losses. Likewise, more gates being thrown down. LunaSea getting ready for a proxy gate across the map. How many gates do we have? 3 at home. 3 at home, 1 across the map. 4 gate blink from LunaSea. He's being aggressive. I mean, he does have the option to expand, but does he instead go for the proxy? What are we going for? There it is. It's going to be the proxy. He's going for the gateway. Takes down both Cyclones. Forces back Astrea, punishing the aggression. And now LunaSea can reinforce across the map. He's going to be committing. Takes out a tank. Catches a tank. Catches out the Marines. A very nice Pickles and Astrea. He's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble again. He was overly aggressive. He gets caught with his pants down. The Raven goes down as well. And Astrea, what does he have to defend? He has 1 tank. He has a handful of Marines. Not much to work with. And remember, these are vanilla Marines. No stim. No stim, no combat shields. Astrea, he's walling off. More Stalkers on the way. Is there a Robo? There is not. Yeah, no Robo. There's no War Prism. There's no high ground vision. But LunaSea is going for the kill. He wants a tank. He wants it. Can he get it though? The boys are pulled. They repair in time. Oof. Yeah, LunaSea's punished. Is punished. Second tank has arrived. And Astrea, he's holding. He is holding on. And again, LunaSea, without a War Prism, without an Observer, without any high ground vision, he has to push towards the natural. Specifically, he cannot go into the main. Does get behind the mineral line. Gets a couple of SCVs. Tank rotates down. Getting within range of the Stalkers. And one more Stalker goes down. And again, Astrea, he's secure. He's now up to 3 tanks. There was a window, 100%. There was a window in time where LunaSea could have broken the natural and could have just straight up killed Astrea, but it feels like that window has come and gone. Oh, I say that he still wants a tank. He wants it. He gets it. First tank goes down. Just the initial tank. Once again, behind the mineral line, gets more SCVs. And throughout all of this, LunaSea, he's expanding. He's expanding, getting his 3rd up and running, saturating his base. The CC's getting low. Another tank gets in position. So nice pickles here by LunaSea. Behind this, working towards +1. Charge, still working on a gateway heavy composition. Astrea going for his own drop. Ideally, this drop forces a recall, so then Astrea can get some breathing room, but once again, LunaSea, he has no chill. Gets another tank. Another tank falls. Bunker doesn't have the range. Depots go down. And Astrea's supply blocked. He is struggling. LunaSea getting another depot. And again, he should have a recall available as the drop is coming in. Does hit the main. Going for a defensive warp-in. He doesn't recall back home. Oh, no, there we go. Goes for both. So he warps in, he recalls, he shuts down the drop. But more importantly, this gives Astrea breathing room to expand. To expand, to establish his natural properly, to stabilize. CC's on the way, and he's taking his 3rd. So Astrea breaks out. does break out, but LunaSea still has a massive lead. He's getting a 4th base. He's fully saturated. Does split the main army. LunaSea going for a massive gateway explosion. Going for mass zealots to reinforce. Scan, observer, another observer gets found. LunaSea playing with fire. Bleeding out some stalkers. 2 stalkers even. Nice peek off here by the Terran. Meanwhile, LunaSea getting into his own splash damage. Colossus production has begun. Astrea now gets his own third up and running. Whew, and we can take a moment here to breathe. Astrea still isn't quite where he wants to be, but he's getting there. Now moving out with his drops, but he's getting caught out by LunaSea. Let's get the hell out of here. Oh! LunaSea dives. Picks up a handful of Marines. His 4th base is saturated. First Colossus has arrived. Getting to a 2nd Forge, additional Colossus production. LunaSea is ready to counterattack. He's got a proxy gate towards the left and the right-hand side, just so he can harass. And Astrea just hasn't really been able to take up. He hasn't had the resources to take up. I'm referring to Ghost production, Liberator production. Still on a Biotank army. Meanwhile, LunaSea reinforcing. Ooh, takes some massive mine shots to the face. The army is spotted, but now there's 2 Colossus. 2 Wooden Mines are replaced. It's a lot of Zealots. LunaSea with a 40 supply lead. And how many tanks are in position? There's 1. There's 1 tank to protect the 3rd. And not much SimCity to work with either. I do think that LunaSea can push up and can break this 3rd location. Astrea just doesn't have enough. Not like this. Oof. Marines get they bleed out. War Prism drop into the main at the same time. LunaSea trying to pull Astrea apart. There is a turret in position. And it does get some damage dealt, but yeah, the Zealots they drop in, going for a massive warp into the main as well. And LunaSea pulls a trigger. He will get the tank. And the tank falls, and the 3rd base is looking so exposed. Zealots they distract reinforcements. And the LunaSea, Luna calls an upset here. The Colossus are exposed though. One Colossus goes down. Nice pick off here by Astrea. It's 1 Colossus. But I don't see him saving this 3rd base. So many SCVs going down. The Marauders, they want the Colossus. He's going to get it. Oh my god. The Colossus melts. But alas, so do the Marauders. As LunaSea with a mainly gateway composition, he overwhelms. GG gets called, and LunaSea will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Astrea was a heavy favorite, not just to make it to the finals, but also to win the entire tournament. But Astrea did opt to off-race here against LunaSea, did commit to his Terran, did go to the ace match. There was a back and forth here, but LunaSea proving, of course, that he is still a force to be reckoned with here, that he can take it, or that he's even favored against the off-race of Astrea. Gotta respect the sea, papi. He's crazy. He's a lunatic. LunaSea, GG. GG, well played. Shout out to LunaSea as we will advance on. And the question becomes, who will face off against LunaSea in those finals? Who's it going to be? As we head on over here. The lower semifinals are ready for us. We're hopping over to the Korean server. Sorry, to the European server, I meant to say. Heading over to Europa. As up next is going to be another TvP, but between Cristiano and Nicorette. Let's go.